Now, our guest today is one of the best to ever do it when it comes to dancehall and reggae. His career spans almost actually 20 years. He goes by the name Clifford Smith, but we all know him better as Mr. Vegas.
Yay.
Welcome.
Hey.
Hi. How are you?
We're good.
We're
We're good,
How's
man.
you?
You guys are looking beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Nice
you.
to have you.
Yes. And you look way
Yes,
young.
thanks-
You look
thanks for
too
having
young.
Yes.
You're looking so young.
It's a reflection of. It's a reflection. Start looking at you.
That's a
okay,
good one. That's a good one. So, of course, here we have to start with how you got into the music industry. And you have a very interesting story. I'm sure a lot of people at home would like to hear it.
Actually, I grew up in. I was born in Kingston, Jamaica. I grew up in the countryside, we would call it. I pursued music for years and got my break in 1997 with Nike, which is number one. You see you one in the air, then head tie.
Yes.
And ever since, it's been, a good career, I think.
Yeah.
So I've been traveling the world, for like 20 years now, 21 years now.
Wow, that is a long time.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I'm like, let me just ask this, huh? Your name is very interesting. Like, we all know Mr. Vegas. But apparently the way you got your name was because you kind of kicked a ball like a Las Vegas dancer. I'm like, is it that you didn't like football, or I don't know what happened? Like, how did you end up with that name, and how did you get to that point where you decided to embrace the name and just you became Mr. Vegas?
I think I'm just not a good football player. So
But you found your thing. You found music.
I was playing football. I was playing football one day, and they were getting mad at me because losing the ball. So I was not playing good. So my cousin started cussing me out, and he was like, "Yo, you're playing like a girl them from Las Vegas." I was like, "Yo, yeah." We wanted to fight,
What?
Yeah,
So
and
then that name, really got stuck on me because I was really against them calling me that. So he was just being rude and disrespectful. So I wanted to, punch him in his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You owned the name.
well, you owned the name.
Can you hear
you
us,
listen?
Vegas? Sorry, have we lost you?
Oh,
Well,
Mr.
well
Vegas.
now I embraced it. After I got my break, the whole world started saying Mr. Vegas, and I guess it worked out.
Yeah.
It worked out because Vegas is actually a lot of light,
Yeah.
a lot of lights in Vegas. So when Vegas comes on the stage or sing a song, like it lights you up,
yeah.
Like when you hear head high,
Yes.
it lights you up.
That's
when you
true.
That's
hear
true.
I am blessed, it light. When the girls hear hot walk, it lights them up.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But there's also this story about you getting into a fight and your jaw being
Broken,
shut, but you wanted to get it opened because you had Beanie Man. Tell us a bit about that.
I'm actually a family member of a family member, not really my family member, but we were living at the same place. So it was not even a fight. He was arguing about something, some cassette. And I tried to walk him out, and when I tried to walk away, that's how he used a piece of iron and hit me in my face, and my jawbone was shattered.
Oh man.
So I went to the doctor, and they wired my mouth. They wired my mouth shut, and for like 5.5 weeks, and then I wanted to get on the beat, the playground beat that man has, Zim Zim, and who got the keys to my bima, that beat.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get on the beat, so I went to the doctor and told the doctor that he has to take the wires out, and he didn't want to take them out. So he take these wires out. I got a studio, and they reluctantly, the doctor reluctantly took the wires out, and I went straight to the studio. But when I went to the studio, I could not sing like how I used to sing before, because before I got my break, many people may not know, I used to sing like real R&B style singing. Like I have songs, that was released,
Yeah.
that were released, where I'm like really singing. Like every time I close my eyes, I thank the Lord that I found you. Type of vibe, you know.
Yeah.
But then I couldn't sing like that when I went to the studio, so I had to be like singing through my teeth.
Wow.
You know, so I was
Yeah.
like, obviously, on in the earth. So it was more like a mellow vibe, you know, and
Yeah.
that worked. I came out and it started mashing up the place, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
This new sound is taking off, and then came Heads High, and then came Hands Up,
Yes.
Yeah.
then came all the songs, you know.
Yeah, with the same vibe.
But honestly, Mr. Vegas, almost 30,
Yes,
30 years in the game, and you're still very, like, people are still conversant with you.
20, not so much,
Oh,
not so
no,
much.
no, no,
20,
20? Oh, okay,
21.
okay, those are like 2 decades. It's not a small feat.
Yeah.
So how do you manage to keep churning content and music, especially because you're not just stuck around dancehall music. You've done even like almost, I could call it gospel. You don't just give one kind of music. You cannot be put in a box. What is it like for you? Like, why do you think we still listen to you?
I think one, because I'm real, and I'm truthful to the music, or with the music and the fans.
Yeah.
When I come on, when I go to a concert, I'm trying to give my best, my 100%, even if I'm not physically feeling well. I try to put 100% out there. And when I go to the studio, I'm recording something and I'm putting myself in the crowd, like as a fan,
Yeah.
like as a person who's listening to the music. So would I listen to this? You understand?
Yeah, that's
What
true.
would I think if I'm in the crowd and someone is performing this?
Yeah.
So if I'm doing a song, it got to be relatable. Yeah?
Yeah.
It has to be something that you can dance to first and foremost. If I'm doing a song, because I'm African, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just you know, it just happened that I ended up on the
In another
on this side
continent.
of the Western Hemisphere because of
Yeah.
slavery. Right. But I'm African by blood.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So
true.
whenever you speak about music, you have to move. You have to be able to dance.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see our ancestors or videos of our ancestors beating
Just
drums and
standing.
standing around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's very
true.
true.
There's just like how do you stand still when you hear someone beating a drum? So that is the reason why I think I continue to quote unquote be relevant in music,
Yeah.
because you have to move. Even if I'm singing a slow song like Sweet Jamaica, you know, you have to move. You must be able to move. Even if I'm singing about reality of things that are happening,
Yeah.
you have to be able to move, because remember our ancestors, they used to sing about struggles and oppression and all those things, but you couldn't move.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But I'm like, let me ask you this. You know, talking about reality and you being real. Back in 2008, you kind of like took a break from the music industry. You kind of like announced you're retiring and you wanted to focus more on your family and focus on God. But there were so many other, you know, people felt opinionated and they felt like they could just say, you know, you were going through something else. That's why you took a break. But what got you to that particular point? And how are you able to, you know, move past it and get back into the music? What was happening during that period in your life?
I was really sick. During that period, I had bad acid reflux, and I think that they said I had pericarditis. Pericarditis is where fluid is built up around the pericardium, that the pericardium is around the heart.
Oh no.
So they diagnosed me that I had pericarditis. So I was just in a lot of pain. I was like, I felt like an old man.
Oh,
You know, you know, it was just I was eating only like bland food. I couldn't eat fried food.
Wow.
I couldn't drink certain things. I had to be like cooking. If I'm cooking chicken, you gotta be like with no seasoning, nothing, just like straight water and salt.
So are you better now, or did you
but-
like get past it?
The pain, you know. Yeah. It was just a lot of pain, and I just wanted to get off the road. But as soon as I did that, and I tried to talk about music, head like that just came out, and you know, getting popular. So I was in demand. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this money with all this pain. So I've been touring nonstop I didn't take the break didn't come, or I didn't get to retire. And I kept, performing for years, like with like just crazy, taking steroids to stop the pain. And it was like 3 years ago that I came across these herbalists, like Dr. Sebi and my brethren Day and those herbalists.
Yeah.
And I changed my diet. I'm eating, I'm back to chicken now, where I stopped eating meat totally for like 2 years.
Wow.
2 years I didn't eat no flesh for 2 years.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I was just eating like a goat. I was eating, just greens and,
Yeah. They actually say,
mangoes.
yeah,
and,
yeah.
yeah.
They actually say that food is
I was a
medicine.
herbivore, for like.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Say
wow,
one more time?
Yeah. No, I'm saying they actually say that food is medicine. We need to take that more seriously because clearly it helps with your condition. You're no longer in that kind of like pain or distress because of your diet.
Yeah.
100%. If I get sick now, it's because I ate bad, yeah. And if I eat and then go to sleep, which that your food has to be digested, or you have to go to sleep after a certain amount of time when you eat, so your food can digest properly. So and over the years, because I've been taking a lot of medication, then the pancreas stopped performing the way it's supposed to perform, because it had nothing to do, because the steroids, the drugs I was taking was doing the work for the pancreas. So I had to fix all of those stuff. So I'm not 100%, but I'm way better.
Oh, that's
good to hear
amazing.
that.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
the fact that you can work through all of that. Oh my God, so amazing. But we still want to hear more from you, Mr. Vegas, but we need to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, and if you just joined, Karibu Sana. That is my story by Mr. Vegas. That is his story. What is your story? 111 is the SMS line. Now, according to the famous words of Nelson Mandela, he said that education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. And because of that, KIPS Technical College May intake is ongoing. Call 0799-031-490 or visit www.kips.ac.ke to register. We have diploma, certificate, and artisan courses in hospitality, tourism, engineering, business, journalism and media studies, ICT, hairdressing and beauty, which is cosmetology, development studies, health and applied sciences, and foreign languages. Our courses are offered under full-time classes, evening classes, distance learning, which is online or e-learning classes. So KIPS is the place to go. Do we have feedback?
No, we do not have our SMSs
All right.
currently today, but we still have Mr. Vegas in studio. So maybe tell us a little bit about what inspired my story, because it's so relatable, and even the music video is like something you've seen, heard, been through. Tell us a bit about that.
It's actually as speaking about my story, because a lot of times people may see, like I just told you about my acid reflux and the pericarditis that they said I had. So let's say, for example, you may see me at a concert, and I'm going crazy and I'm jumping and you see all of that going on, but behind that I'm like in pain, So that is basically like you see, like someone may see you on the television and they see you putting on a smiling face, but behind that there may be something else that you are going through, but you're putting out your best self.
Yeah.
You're presenting your best smile to the world.
Yeah.
But behind that smile, you're a human and you're maybe going through stuff that people will never know or will not know about.
That's
So
true.
it's basically that. It's like I grew up poor. I went to school without shoes.
Wow.
My mom used to walk and wash people's clothes to feed us.
Wow.
So people may see this now and think that, okay, maybe it's rich.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
that is
the
really
struggle is
helpful.
real, where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I think Nana can relate
I
with
definitely-
not wearing shoes to school.
Yes, yes,
she
that-
gets it.
That I can totally relate. And the fact that you just sharing, you're just telling, by just sharing a story, you're telling someone you don't have to be, you know, like you can be whoever you want to be. It does not matter where you come from. It's just a message of positivity you are preaching out. And speaking about positivity,
Right.
and you being a dad, what kind of dad do you want your kids to remember you as? Because I remember that I watched a video that you were talking about 3 years ago, that you hadn't seen your child because you are on the tabloids and you are everywhere on the internet spaces because of the controversy that you had with your baby mama from the United States. So maybe you can share a little bit about that. Are you now in speaking terms? Are you amicable? Are you co-parenting?
Yeah. I actually, I did not give up. And, you know, I found my daughter, and we're good. You know, she's very smart. It's just that you can't replace what you lost over a certain period of time, but you can move forward in the future and make it better. Yeah. You know, so as a father of 7, you know, I truly, go out of my way to make my children are doing well. I make sure that their education is first. I provide the resources to make sure they get a proper education and they are well taken care of. The best, you know, because I grew up, I must have been around my father, like, you know, for like 10% of my, you know, childhood, you know, growing up, like maybe 5-10% of the time. So I understand what it is to not have a father figure around. You know, the bullies. You know, the bullies taking, picking on you, and there's no father around for you to even, speak to or to even stand up for you. And now I am the center of my children's universe. Yeah, they can always, have me as their masterpiece or their master to solve things.
Beautiful.
Amazing. And, we've had a chance to talk to a couple of different artists. And of course, COVID came. Guys were hit different. Some people got to learn a couple of things they could do apart from what they were used to, do normally. So how has the COVID life been like to you? What are some of the things maybe you've learned or some of the adjustments you had to make? And you're like, oh, by the way, this actually is something that's working for me.
To be a father.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Number one.
No, I was asking the question if you're referring
Oh,
to
no. Okay, well,
being a
that's
father.
actually also an answer to what I asked, depending whether it's, career-wise and maybe some of the things you had to switch up or some of the lessons you learned, some of the things you had to tweak a bit just to adapt and to adjust to the new COVID life that we currently have in the whole world.
Well, that is good thing I answered the question that way, because I think adjusting
That was a good
my
one.
lifestyle,
Yeah.
adjusting my lifestyle, and I think being more responsible. And what I love to teach.
Oh.
Yeah, so I have to teach to the point where I went back to school.
Oh, wow.
I got my because I did not graduate. I did not graduate from any form of institution throughout my whole life. I dropped out of high school.
Wow.
I did not graduate primary school. I did not graduate basic. So
Wow.
I went back to school, and I got my high school diploma.
Nice.
Then I went to college and I got my associate degree. And now I'm at university, FIU University, where I'm pursuing a bachelor's in sociology. So because I love to teach, I think, these are things that I kind of adjusted to be a better teacher for not just the outside world, but for my children. Yeah, and to be a better person in communicating with people, even within the music industry.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That is so beautiful. Like the fact that you're able to share that you went back to school, because there are some people who feel like it's too late, but you're showing them that it's not too late to get your degree, learn something new, which is absolutely amazing. So let me ask, you've had 20 years is a long time. I can imagine how much things change in 1 year, but you have seen the music industry for over 20 years. So maybe can you compare, you know, back then in the 90s where, you know, there was no internet, it was hard copy sales, and right now, from your experience?
It's much different now. Now you can just you can just be in your house and record a song.
Yeah.
Back then we had to be hanging out at the studio. We had to be going producers to produce us. I think it was better that we had producers producing us because we made better records. In my opinion, we made better records.
Yeah.
Because we had like great producers producing us.
Yeah.
But now I think it's different. We can just set a studio up in our house.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and just record and put it on the internet without anyone approving it, anyone mixing it properly, anyone. But then people may like it. So if that's what's happening now and it's good for you, then you know I have to just wish you well. But back in the days, we had to be more professional. We had to write a song.
Yeah.
You know, now we can, and we had to have it was essential for us to have a melody.
Yeah.
I could not go to a producer, not putting down the music that's coming out now, because I understand, everything has evolved. Yeah.
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 But in my days,
Yeah.
like in my earlier days in music, when I go to the studio, I had to be a real singer.
True.
Because you go there and you hear the beat is actually in a key where you have to lift your vocals up to match that beat. Like I used to hate singing Heads Eye. It was just so hard to sing.
Stepped up to the plate.
It's like one of my biggest songs.
That's true.
But just the fact that it took so much effort to sing that song, it was like, I remember I went on the Mobo Awards and I was performing for over 1 million people.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I totally flopped because I was out of breath. I was trying to dance and sing at the same time.
Yeah.
Listen to me, I flopped like a bird with broken wings. Trust me. I was like,
wow. But it was a
Yeah.
teachable
Trust me.
moment.
because I was trying to dance, they taught me some routine, and I was supposed to follow these routine. So I'm supposed to practice this move with some girls doing some and I was trying to follow it. And I was like, heads high, let me know, just make a boy. No, you're not. And I'm trying to move with it, and heads high, no.
Oh my god.
And I stage I was
Oh my God.
That's funny.
So those are like some of the things that when I got into the music, that you went to the studio, you better make sure you have a song.
Yeah.
It was like, I couldn't go to the studio and be like, three girl on the couch, and I tell her say them pretty, and one in a white, and one in black. And I tell her say she sexy.
You are
like
super
our hair.
hilarious.
Oh, man.
my.
Here. You know,
Vegas.
You're so hilarious.
That may work now.
Yeah, but sadly our time is
That may
up.
work now. You might like that now.
Yeah.
But
Yes, right.
yeah.
But sadly our time is up, Mr. Vegas. Thank you so much. So just share with our audience where they can find your music or where they can DM you. We don't know if you're married. We could DM you as well.
I am Mr. Vegas. Mr. Vegas Music is my social media platforms across the board, and you can get the music on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you buy music. Yeah,
Thank you so
and
much.
check out my new video. You can go check the video out.
Awesome.
All right.
Story.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mr.
Big up.
Vegas. It was an absolute
Big up.
pleasure. You have cracked us up a little bit, so you've made our Monday evening. Thank you so much. And yes, for all of you who joined us today, thank you so much. We appreciate
you.
all of you. And as usual, Leonie Monday. So of course, we have a new sister show for you from Sky Girls. So keep it locked. See you tomorrow.